Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcasting to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, Israel decides to accede to a request by Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas to reduce supply of electricity to the Hamas-run Gaza Strip in a coordinated effort to apply pressure on the Islamist organization in the Palestinian enclave. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu calls on the United Nations to dismantle the world body's relief and works agency, UNRWA, after the organization discovers a militant tunnel running under two of its schools in the Gaza Strip. U.S. President Donald Trump reveals that the decision by Gulf Arab states to isolate Qatar came after his demand to immediately hold the support of terror and work to end the dangerous phenomenon. Israel's Security Cabinet held a hearing last night on a growing electricity crisis in the Gaza Strip, and the ministers unanimously decided several hours later to accede to a request by Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas to reduce Israel's supply of electricity to the Hamas-run Palestinian enclave by 35%. During the hearing, which was also attended by IDF Chief of Staff Gadi Eisenkot, Military Intelligence Chief Herzi Halevi, and the Coordinator of Government Activities in the Palestinian territories, Yoav Mordechai, the military officials warned the cabinet ministers that the humanitarian situation in Gaza is very grave and is liable to bring about a violent escalation. Nevertheless, the political officials stressed that the IDF has recommended not to ease restrictions on Hamas and to act in accordance with a request by the Western-backed Palestinian leadership in Ramallah, a move aimed at pressuring the Islamist leadership in the Gaza Strip. The official also pointed to the fact that Hamas has continued to employ terror and to dig Gaza's tunnels network, a fact which provides Israel the legitimacy under international law to act against Hamas, an internationally recognized terror organization. While the IDF believes Hamas is not interested in a military conflict with Israel at this time, the generals emphasized that Israel must be prepared for a conflict to break out if one side miscalculates the other side's actions. The hearing also discussed the deteriorating situation between Gulf states and Qatar, considering the fact that Doha is currently the main financer of civilian activity in the Gaza Strip. If this support stops because of the boycott by Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Bahrain, and the United Arab Emirates against Qatar, the humanitarian situation in the Gaza Strip could deteriorate, leading to possible military escalation. Now to a related matter, during Israel's weekly cabinet meeting, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called on the United Nations to dismantle the world body's relief and works agency, UNRWA, after the organization discovered a militant tunnel running under two of its schools in the Gaza Strip.
בימים האחרונים נתגלתה מנהרה של חמאס מתחת לשני בתי ספר בעזה. החמאס משתמש בילדי בית ספר כמגן אנושי. וזה האויב שאנחנו נלחמים בו שנים רבות, אויב שמבצע כאן פשע מלחמה כפול. מצד אחד הוא תוקף אזרחים חפים מפשע בכוונה תחילה, ומנגד הוא מתחבא מאחורי ילדים.
The Israeli leader further noted that he spoke about the issue to the United States ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, during their meeting in Jerusalem last week. Netanyahu said it was time to reconsider the continued existence of UNRWA, an organization the Prime Minister accuses of prolonging rather than solving the Palestinian refugee problem, as well as considering the fact that all other refugee-related issues around the world are operated under one agency of the United Nations.
ביום שישי אני הנחיתי את מנכ"ל משרד החוץ להגיש מחאה רשמית נגד החמאס למועצת הביטחון של האו"ם. בשבוע שעבר פגשתי גם את שגרירת ארצות הברית באו"ם, ניקי היילי. אני הודעתי לה גם בשמכם על דבריה התקיפים לטובת מדינת ישראל ונגד האובססיה האנטי-ישראלית באו"ם. אמרתי לה גם שהגיע הזמן שהאו"ם יבחן את המשך קיומו של אונר"א. מאז מלחמת העולם השנייה היו וגם ישנם היום עשרות מיליוני פליטים. ולעשרות מיליוני הפליטים הללו יש נציבות עליונה באו"ם. ואילו לפליטים הפלסטינים, שרובם, כמעט כולם, מיושבים, להם יש נציבות נפרדת, קוראים לזה אונר"א. ואונר"א, במוסדותיה יש הרבה מאוד הסתה נגד ישראל, ולכן אונר"א במידה רבה, בעצם קיומה, וגם לצערי בפעולתה מעת לעת, מנציחה את בעיית הפליטים הפלסטינים ולא פותרת אותה. ולכן הגיע הזמן לפרק את אונר"א ולמזג את החלקים שלה בנציבות הפליטים העליונה של האו"ם.
In response to Prime Minister Netanyahu's call, a Gaza-based spokesman for UNRWA pointed to the fact that only the United Nations General Assembly, by a majority vote, could change the agency's mandate.
الأونروا أنشئت بقرار من الجمعية العامة للأمم المتحدة، وأي تغيير في التفويض الممنوح للأونروا يجب أن تقرره الجمعية العامة للأمم المتحدة بأغلبية كبيرة.
The Islamist Hamas organization, which controls the Gaza Strip, rejected UNRWA's allegation regarding the finding of a tunnel under two of its schools in the center of Gaza. A spokesman of the Islamist organization stressed that after an investigation of the matter, all of Hamas's military branches vowed to adhere to the organization's policy to avoid operating near public facilities.
نحن نستنكر بشدة ما جاء في بيان أونروا من ادعاءات بأن هناك نفق أسفل إحدى المدارس وسط قطاع غزة، مما قد يشكل خطر هذه الادعاءات على أبناء شعبنا الفلسطيني، وقد تستغل مثل هذه التصريحات من قبل العدو الإسرائيلي لقتل المدنيين واستهداف المدارس.
Even though Israel complains to the international community on a regular basis of Hamas's reoccurring use of UN facilities in the Gaza Strip, allegations the Palestinian group vehemently denies, the international community continues to finance UNRWA, including the United States, which under the Obama administration was the biggest donor of the organization last year, pledging it some $368 million. Now to a regional matter, U.S. President Donald Trump revealed that the decision by Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Bahrain, and the United Arab Emirates to isolate Qatar for its alleged support of terror organizations came after the security conference he attended in Riyadh during his Middle East tour, when President Trump demanded of the Arab countries to immediately hold the support of terror and work to end the dangerous phenomenon.
The nation of Qatar, unfortunately, has historically been a funder of terrorism at a very high level. And in the wake of that conference, nations came together and spoke to me about confronting Qatar over its behavior. So we had a decision to make. Do we take the easy road, or do we finally take a hard but necessary action? We have to stop the funding of terrorism. I decided, along with Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, our great generals and military people, the time had come to call on Qatar to end its funding.
Even though proof was presented to the international community of Qatar's ongoing support of recognized terror organizations, including the Muslim Brotherhood and its offshoot Hamas, Europe continues to urge all countries involved to de-escalate the situation.
Wir haben aber auch deutlich gemacht, dass wir in Deutschland und in Europa ein sehr großes Interesse daran haben, dass in der Golfregion die Lage nicht weiter eskaliert, sondern nach Wegen gesucht wird, wie man wieder zu einem besseren Verständnis zwischen den Golfstaaten und hier insbesondere mit Katar kommen kann.
Nevertheless, Saudi Arabia, together with its regional allies, continued to reject demands to end Qatar's isolation, pointing to the fact that Doha rejected demands by its Arab neighbors and continues to support both terrorism and Iran's policy of regional aggression. Thank you for watching us. Praying for the peace of Israel and the peace of Jerusalem. I'm Jonathan Essen. Have a Erev Tov and Shavua Tov. We will see you again tomorrow at the same time.
In order to donate to TV7 Israel News, please follow these simple steps. First, press the Donate logo, located at the bottom left side of TV7 Israel News Facebook page, or on the Donate tab at the head of the page. Then insert the amount you'd like to donate, and fill in your credit card information. Just like this. And press Review Donation and continue. After reviewing your donation details, please press Donate to finalize your donation. That's it! Your donation is now complete, and an email with your donation details has been sent to your email address. You can also print your donation receipt by pressing the link here. Thank you for supporting TV7 Israel News.